Fast. Now your hosts, Tony, Tio, Corey, and Big E.
And Blake the intern. Hey everybody, welcome to Not So Fast.
Welcome.
Line up.
Welcome.
Boy,
Well,
I'm
everybody.
destroying this already. So, Not So Fast is a podcast brought to you by lineupmedia.fm. You can find us at notsofastpodcast.com, facebook.com/notsofastshow.
We're on Twitter.
Twitter, we got Twitter. That's twitter.com/notsofastshow.
Damn.
We want Tony.
Yeah, he does this better. We give him a lot of shit, but he does this opening a lot better.
We're missing Tony this week. We're hostless. Well, we're leaderless.
Leaderless?
We're without a leader.
Pure anarchy. Tony's across the pond. He's over in think London and a few other spots.
Not
across
London,
the sea.
England.
He's in England, damn it.
Technically, still.
I'm still hoping for
That's kind of right.
a video of Tony to pop up in like an orange jumpsuit.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Like Orange is the New Black. I'm not
Pop
following
up.
you.
No,
Video.
yeah, they'll and then I'll be contacted for ransom and
Oh, I got you. Some ISIS shit.
no, and then
That took a turn.
I'll get his credit
Oh,
card.
that's not what you're talking about? I'm still not following you.
I'll get his credit card
Is
and
he
it'll
in
be
jail?
declined. No, Tone's over his. It was actually
Go back to the orange jumpsuit. I'm not following your reference here.
No, I'm just saying I'd pay Tony's ransom if he was ever kidnapped. It's my guy.
Gotcha.
It's my man.
I throw down.
His
How high does the ransom have to be, though?
oh.
I mean, what's the
Well,
cutoff?
let's not talk
Or
specific
before we take it
dollar
seriously.
amounts.
$25,
Damn it,
$30?
Blake,
For real.
you just sit there and you be quiet right now.
We
You and
say
all
we
your,
can afford $100 grand.
yeah.
Tony's gone by this afternoon.
all your sensible
know what I mean?
questions.
Yeah. Can I take the Tony lead? Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, it's the second week in July and the world's gone to shit.
That's true.
Yeah,
Pretty much.
yeah.
No. We're not going that deep yet. We're leading off. Last week we finished with UFC.
And we
So-
just started this week with the same thing.
We're starting this week with the UFC. I spent the night at Big T.O.'s backyard watching this thing.
You guys didn't share a bed, right?
No,
Okay.
I don't think.
I thought that's where you were going with that. I was going to say, I do not remember you spending the night.
That would have been the roofies.
That would
Yes.
that would have been the roofies, but I thought it was. Boy, I was expecting WrestleMania, and we got Battleground.
It was
But
awful.
It was not good until the end, and then it picked up steam. So what'd you guys think?
I didn't actually watch the pay-per-view. I've just watched some highlights. I don't know.
So top
Same.
to bottom, I mean, to appreciate the card, you have to realize what an MMA card usually is. The prelim fights were great. The early fights on Fight Pass were really good. You know, Joe Lozon, Diego
A lot of
Sanchez.
knockouts.
All three of the fights on the what is it? The app or their
Yeah.
Fight Pass.
Right.
We're all finishes. It's John Jones run the week. It's
Pretty much, whenever he got popped, that just took the steam
it
right
took
out
the
of
steam
200.
out of it
Yeah.
for me. You know, and I love watching the guy fight. And you know, people
I think I do.
people-
It's been so long since I've had
Yeah,
a couple good fights in a
no
row.
shit.
I can't remember.
And people get on me because I'm a fan of the guy, and you know, it's always like, all right, you know, as a kid,
Is it you're a fan of John Jones or you're just a fan of good fights? And he brings them.
he's
Generally.
and that's what it is. You start you kind of ask yourself that question because you know he's had a lot of stuff happen, and you eventually you look yourself in the mirror and you're like, all right, what the fuck's wrong with me? Why do I like this guy? Like this guy, he can't get out of his own way. His management, I mean, they suck, but it goes back to Floyd Mayweather. Why did I pay to watch Floyd Mayweather? You know.
You paid to watch him lose.
I didn't.
hopefully.
But there's a difference. So like you're right, you know, like
Only.
Mayweather, it was the spectacle, it was that. Like I didn't want John Jones to lose. Like leading up to that fight, I wanted him to kick Cormier's ass.
Well, here's the thing about that fight. I don't really particularly care for John Jones. He's a good fighter. I like watching him fight. But I really don't like DC, Daniel Cormier.
that
I
guy,
think he's a bitch. Like little.
Well, I tell you what,
How he wins fights, I don't know.
I'm listening to ESPN radio on the way into his place, and they're like, "Oh, well, Anderson Silva's going to fight Daniel Cormier. They're getting the best of both worlds." And it was fucking
You're getting
horrible.
Anderson after a couple
worlds?
days worth of notice.
and the thing is, Anderson Silva hasn't won a fight since what,
This is what, his
2012,
third loss in a row?
13.
Since breaking
Bit-
his leg?
I think he's lost more. Well, you know what? I'm going to look this up, but I
Oh,
know
boy.
You ever see that leg break that Silva had?
Bisping beat
that was-
him.
You know
Yeah.
Sid Vicious is right. Sid Vicious is it's
no,
very,
that one
very,
is,
very similar.
Yeah, but this was there. He didn't have boots on.
No,
Yeah, fuck that. I
But-
don't want to see that.
You know, so
fucking gross.
what? Back to the Jones thing. Like, you know, he tests positive. They're saying now that what he actually tested for was some type of mask, an estrogen that he was masking. If that's what he tested positive for, he was definitely knowingly taking something and trying to cover up for it.
Is it illegal to take testosterone?
I don't know, man. USADA's fucked
Hmm.
up. You can literally get popped for USADA for
'Cause
like
I'm wondering
cough
if
medicine.
maybe he's thinking, I took all this testosterone, I'll balance it out with some estrogen.
You know, and it's not a recreational drug.
That seems like a bad idea.
I don't know. I don't know what they test. I mean, they test for every.
He
single
tested
thing.
positive
They
for
should-
coke.
They should have known.
Everything, but they test for everything apparently. But what was it? Wheelock was saying earlier. But recreational
Drugs. Yeah, and I mean, he tested positive before the Cormier fight, and they
Get
let him
coked
fight.
up and go
You
in.
know, so you knew it was something.
From a barbiturates.
But
Whatever
what?
that is.
So you know what happens now if he faces the 2-year suspension? Cormier is not getting any younger. He's an older guy right now. He's 37. So you're probably not going to fight Cormier in his prime. Jones is still.
I'm not. No.
Jones is going to be a young.
He's too big for you.
Jones is. Jones is still going to be 29 or whatever by the time he comes back. But
If
that's the thing.
you
If
think
he
with
comes
with
back,
the sale that Dana White's going to change it all in his attitude towards that type of stuff, or you think he's Dana White business as usual?
where does he go? I mean, like,
He's going to be president still. So.
no. I'm talking about like, say
President.
Dana White decides, all right,
Enough of
screw
John
John
Jones.
Jones, he's done. USADA, you know, that's just the U.S. anti-doping. So if like one FC or someone like that,
Yeah,
they
he'd
could
have to go
sign
outside
him,
the
he could
country.
fight out
China.
overseas.
Where's one? Is it China?
Yeah, one is over in China, Asia, whatever.
yeah.
So you could almost start getting, you know, say fighter B's contracts up. You could start doing like super fights to where these guys start getting paid for real.
What do you think? Speaking of that, how long do you think it's going to take before people write out their contracts and produce a pay-per-view on their own, like Brock Lesnar versus Fedor running their own promotion just for this fight?
It'll happen. I mean, that's just the
As soon as they
evolution.
realize
That's the evolution of the
that
sport.
they are where the fucking money is, just like boxing. It's going
They
to
just sold for $4 billion, and
Yeah, and the best guy got $10 million or whatever the other night.
Brock's guarantee was 2.5, not counting the pay-per-view buys.
Right.
I don't know. I mean, it's your main event was Misha Tate and Amanda Noon.
That fight was fucking awesome.
And it delivered, but
Yeah,
it was
Okay, so she got hit early, and I saw it. She looked like she was on Queer Street almost from the beginning of the fight.
Sure, almost fighting cross-eyed.
Pretty much.
Anderson Silva's last win was in October of 2012. Just to go back to that, and
4
that's
fucking years.
yeah. No, but you're right, Corey. When she got hit, she got hit early,
got
and she
her ass
didn't
whooped.
recover.
It was fucking awesome.
And we had talked about it. Looked like she had It looked like she had her nose fixed and her chin fixed, and
It's broken now.
yeah,
She's going to need another fix on that.
that nose got hammered. I mean, it looked bad. But the UFC, you know, their mindset, I would have to believe, is all right. We'll let Tate headline this. She gets this win in the main event at UFC 200. We can build her. That's something that we can promote and use to fight Ronda Rousey. And just like anything the UFC has tried to do the last 16 to 18 months, it failed miserably again. And that's what I said
can't
last
keep
week.
anything consistent.
No,
Daniel Cormier.
Fuck Daniel Cormier.
He has
No,
nobody.
that's
to
the problem.
He has nobody to fight. I mean, like that's what's interesting about it. You start looking at Cormier. Cormier's beat Gustafsson. He's beat Rumble. He's beat
cleared
the
out the
guys in that
division,
class.
sadly.
Yeah,
Nothing. Yeah, but
and he won't go
so
to
boring.
heavyweight because he won't fight Kane. But that's
Corporate Kane or Demon Kane?
Demon Kane.
Okay.
Demon
Hellfire
Kane.
Brimstone Kane. Or?
But that's the next question that I'm asking you.
That's
E, 'cause
gotta be
you're-
Kane.
You're a fan. You're a little more educated MMA fan.
Thank you.
Corey, you're not as a diehard fan. You don't watch it as much.
I was there for Brock.
So you're watching.
He appreciated
You're
it,
watching
I'm
the
sure.
Cormier fight, and he's just getting flat out booed. Cormier has nothing.
Because it was fucking boring.
I don't. But that's fine. You're saying you're. And here's the deal.
And I know I'm watching them first time I've ever watched them.
No, but you're smart enough as a sports fan to understand this. if he loses, if he goes in there and slugs it out to make the fans happy and gets beat, he gets beat by a guy that hasn't won a fight since 2012 that took the fight on 2 days' notice.
Yeah, he couldn't afford to lose
that
that fight.
weighs 20 pounds less than him, fights in the class below him.
20. He looked like he weighed about 100 pounds
So-
less than him. Ugh.
Daniel Cormier, as a wrestler, he did what he should have done. So this is, and to your point, Corey, you were there to watch Brock Lesnar fight.
Hell yeah.
What was the difference between what Cormier did and what Lesnar did?
There was strategy to it. He didn't want to get hit with a shot to the face, and
Neither did
Hunt didn't
Daniel
want to
Cormier.
get Hunt didn't want to get caught in wrestling.
You didn't want
Neither
to get
did
suplexed
Anderson
like 19
Silva.
times.
I mean, like that.
Yeah, but there was a chance something might happen in the Hunt Lesnar fight. Nothing happened in the Cormier Silva
But
fight.
there was a chance.
Silva's
that,
a blue jiu-jitsu black belt. He
Those
should've
guys
been
are
under something.
also. I mean, Brock Lesnar is Brock Lesnar. Hunt was ranked what, 8? Mm-hmm. Okay, what was Silva ranked? Nothing.
Daniel Cormier is ranked. He's the champion
he's the-
at
he's
205.
There's a difference.
Anderson, there's really not, because Anderson Silva is recognized as probably the greatest mixed martial artist ever.
True.
Yikes.
He had like what, an 18-fight win streak? Or
Yeah,
something stupid
so
like that.
Like so you're talking about like this is why it's okay for Brock, and Brock did a lot more on the ground. Brock ground and pound, but like
That's Brock.
it was the same strategy. Cormier didn't want an exchange. He didn't want to get hit. He wanted to take Silva down, and that's what he did. That whole stadium booed Daniel Cormier.
I don't blame him.
Who
I did it before the fight started.
But I know, but like this guy took a fight on short notice, because he wanted to get paid, but like he didn't test positive. He didn't run the main event. Like
He's got that going for him.
But there was also a difference between what Cormier did on the ground and what Brock did on the ground.
and that's what I'm saying. I understand that, but Silva's way better off his back than what Hunt is. So I mean, that was the difference in it. The game plans were the same.
Yeah,
So
well,
Silva's way better off his back, and Brock's way better on top. So, you get what I'm saying?
Cormier would have pounded out. Cormier would have landed a bunch of punches on
just
top
saying.
like Lesnar did. So it's
you know you're laughing at home.
I don't know. I kind of feel bad for Cormier. It's something I never thought I'd say, but man, the guy's just not very freaking likable. I mean, that's what it boils down to.
I'd like to get in the front row with a sign that says, Cormier, you suck, and boo. Because I know he can never hear me, but I'm sure he can read
can
that.
feel it.
You want him to read
I want my
it.
point to get across to the man.
Okay, but the fight of the night was the Brock and Hunt fight. What'd you guys think of that? I thought it was cool. I thought Brock was going to get knocked out. For
I
a
thought
second.
if Brock was going to win, it was going to be exactly that fight.
It shows how good of an athlete Brock Lesnar is.
What's it been, 4.5 years since he's been in that cage?
And yes, and it shows that the
Dude's a
guy
freak.
Yeah, he's good. He's not, he's not ever going to be the UFC champion, but he was in a time when the sport wasn't dominated by athletes.
Well, he beat an ancient man to win the title anyway.
And-
after
and-
one
and-
fight,
and that's-
after one
and-
win, rather, 2 fights.
You're right, and that's the fact of it. But you also can't take away from Brock Lesnar that he came in, beat Hunt, who has beat some of the top.
He's knocked out guys
Top
that they say
fighters.
can't be knocked out.
So.
So.
And Hunt's ranked 8th, and I think Hunt was a fight away from the championship. If he would have won his last fight, whoever it was against, I don't know if it was Miocic or not, but Hunt was really close to fighting for a title, and Brock dominated him. So
I say Hunt beat him, he should have got a title shot.
yeah, so
Even though beating somebody who's nobody, it's still beating Brock Lesnar. I mean, nobody in the rankings. It's still, you beat Brock Lesnar.
Will Brock fight again?
I bet he does.
After that
guarantee
$10
he
million
does.
payday or whatever he's going to get after pay-per-view buys, why wouldn't he?
I think he will, and I don't think he should. I think Lesnar going out, getting that payday he got, but beating a legitimate top 10 heavyweight like he did.
It's a good way to go out.
That's a good way to go out. You proved it to yourself. But the one thing that's funny about Brock Lesnar, he does not like to get, and I don't think anybody likes to get punched.
He hates it.
He flinches. Like, you got this big monster, this big, like,
A walking
dude that
muscle.
looks like a superhero.
Yeah.
And he flinches when guys, like, throw the punch. It's a bizarre thing.
I've never seen somebody that muscular duck and cover like a turtle. The way he's done.
He is going to be. I can guarantee this. What's today? July what? 12th.
something.
July 12th, 2016. I said it first. He's going to be the first person to ever hold the UFC heavyweight title
Here
and
it
the
comes.
WWE
Oh, my
heavyweight
God.
title at the same time.
He will never hold the UFC.
Who is the
you
heavyweight
think-
champion?
Vince McMahon or Dana White wants that? You think they really want that?
Yes.
You think Dana White wants it first and foremost?
No,
way.
Vince McMahon wants
Well,
it.
of course Vince McMahon wants it. He's a fucking.
Actually, you know what? He doesn't even like this shit. He doesn't like UFC.
He still likes the free advertising.
Well, so does Dana White.
Yeah, true.
He knows
I don't-
people watch.
I guess they probably don't care as long as
Dana
their packets
White
get
can
fatter.
play it off however the fuck he wants. People that watch MMA watch WWE. People that watch WWE watch
fair.
MMA.
But-
there's no fighting it.
People like to pretend it's not the same group, but it.
Well,
Verdum's
Fuck
still the
me.
champion, right? Verdum's the champion at heavyweight.
Yeah, I believe so.
What's he? Like a boxer, or is he a wrestler? Is he a puncher?
He's more of a
Jiu-jitsu
jiu-jitsu guy.
He's
but
one of those fucking Brazilians, you know.
but
Jumping around, flying around.
a couple guys that Lesnar just matchup wise, Cain Velasquez,
No, Stipe Miocic is the champ.
Stipe.
right?
Yeah, Stipe is the
Stipe,
champ. Yeah, Stipe Miocic's a horrible matchup for Brock. Cain Velasquez, the guy that fought in the very first fight, that's a bad. There's a lot of guys that are bad matchups for Brock. Like Travis Brown would be an interesting fight. Like I mean, you look at certain guys like that who Lesnar would fight next. There's some guys in
I
the
think
top 10, top
If
15.
Brock Lesnar trained and had time set aside, he said, "I'm done with wrestling," and he got straight to UFC. I think he could beat anybody. Well, I don't know. You know what? I take that
He
back.
doesn't like getting hit. That's the
That's his
one
one
thing.
thing, yeah.
And he's not his
You have
stand up.
to watch that Alistair
Yeah.
Overeem fight to understand that he does not like to get hit.
Yeah, and I
He
mean, and
also-
rightfully so.
I mean, he was also. I mean, I go back to this every time. His
Diverculitis,
stomach.
right?
Yeah. I
It's-
mean, he was in horrible shape.
Yeah.
Yeah, but even Saturday night, like the way he fought and the way he avoided, which was his game plan, but he was really tired. The cardio, and maybe if he gets in
He's
better
doing
shape,
performance art in his off time.
but performance art. I can't believe
Wrestling.
you just referred to wrestling as
That's
a
what it
performance art.
is.
I know, but that's just still really weird to hear
Well,
you say.
compare it to UFC. I mean, those guys are trying to fucking
But-
kill each other.
That's a
Lesnar, like Brock, like
That's assault, brother.
Brock would not be able to take down Kane. I mean, there's guys that are better wrestlers than Brock that are in the heavyweight division right now.
Ooh, really?
Like Cormier
Yeah.
would kick Brock Lesnar's ass.
I don't think so.
He would. I mean, like it's just I really believe that.
I
hell of a
would
statement
pay
to
to
make
see
there.
that.
You know, so I mean, it'll be interesting though. They're what is it? November they're fighting at Madison Square Garden. It's the first card in New York.
yeah.
And there's already rumblings that Brock's going to be on that
I
card.
think they give Matt Serra a front row seat. he's still buddies with
him and
White.
Dana. Him and Dana are tight.
And I'm
yeah.
pretty sure he's been all over the lobby and everything.
Yep.
I don't know why they
He
thought
does-
Matt Serra would do.
He did a lot to help get it done.
So, final verdict: was UFC 200 a success or a failure?
I mean, UFC sold for $4 billion yesterday, so I think ultimately,
So it came down 200 million.
I don't know what the final number was. They reported 4,
Yeah.
but
$4 billion plus at that point. The
You don't
changes-
think that hurt them? John Jones doing that?
I don't
No,
know.
I doubt it.
I mean, I'm sure it was probably done before then. You know, I mean, they're just
Well,
getting
yeah, they
everything
said
ironed
basically.
out.
You don't think there was like a deadline and they had to be right at midnight the night? Just kidding.
We'll see when the movie comes out in 10 years.
No shit, man.
The movie.
Oh, there'll be a movie about
Get
it.
the
Oh,
fuck out of
No,
here.
it'll be on E. You know, UFC, The Untold Tale.
UFC. The true Hollywood story
Exactly.
of UFC. Okay, so now is when we usually
Before
do the thing
Dana
for,
White was known as a serial killer,
So
he
now-
used to run.
do the thing for Audible or Amazon or
Oh
something.
yeah, if you ever looking to do some shopping on Amazon, make sure you stop by our website first, notsofabspodcast.com, and click on the Amazon banner. Anything you buy during your session will directly support the show. And
Go
if-
shopping.
If anybody out there still reads books and is thinking about translating over to like the audiobook land,
Transitioning?
transitioning, yeah, not translating.
Yes, there you go.
Why don't you take over there, smart mouth?
Well, I was just saying, I actually, to your point, I have a buddy that actually
you
did.
always do.
You got a lot
You
of buddies.
always
Kevin,
have buddies.
He's your buddy.
Damn it.
Corey has a buddy that is.
You always have a buddy.
He's listening
Motherfucker,
to.
we have buddy.
He's listening to the Lenny Dykstra book right now off of audio. Audible.
Did he get it through
the
our-
audio book?
Did he get it through our website?
I don't think he did.
He's
Because
not that good of a buddy.
Yeah, I told him last night. I was like, "Hey, did you order that through our Audible account?" And he's like, "What do you mean?" And I was like, You're such a piece of
You
shit.
know I got a podcast, right?
my
Thanks for
podcast.
listening to the show.
My podcast show.
Fuck you, buddy. Kevin.
Hey, you said Lenny Dykstra.
He said the book's unreal.
You said Lenny Dykstra, which brings up the Home Run Derby was last night in Major League Baseball, where everybody had brown and yellow on. What a look that was.
You know that
last
song,
night.
Brown and Yellow, Brown and Yellow, Brown and
Never
Yellow.
heard it.
It's a new one.
It's a rap
It's a
song.
remix.
You know what it is.
That-
Brown and Yellow. No?
You can't tell if you're. But well, it is black and yellow. Like as long as we're all clear.
Oh, we
it's
are
black,
clear.
black and
I'm
yellow.
joking because of the Padres.
See, I
yeah.
couldn't quite.
These young kids.
You shut
Before
up.
the
I don't pick up on
Padres
humor
were
that well.
navy blue and white, they were brown and yellow.
No shit.
That is their That was their uniform for what, 10
No,
years?
I think I knew that.
Oh, okay.
You and you young whippersnappers.
You never know. Tony
And-
Gwynn, man. You guys might not even know who Tony Gwynn is.
Yeah,
But
actually,
anyway,
Tony Gwynn knew Tony Hubert.
He batted 400 one season, right? Damn close.
Tony or
came
Tony?
close.
Tony Gwynn or Tony Hubert?
Mr. Padre.
Tony Gwynn. Tony Hubert might have.
I figure he was probably
The
400,
Hubes?
maybe 500
He
one year.
probably, you know what? He probably batted about 380, just under Tony Gwynn.
Yeah.
Hollywood.
Second most famous Tony.
But
They call Tony Gwynn Mr. Padre. They call Tony Hubert Mr. Hollywood.
hey now,
That's fair.
Hollywood.
Oh, Tony's having fun in all honesty.
So do
You
I.
think he's watching any soccer?
No, it's the European Championship. The
Yeah,
final
but
was
we were
Sunday.
talking about baseball.
downtime.
We were
Downtime.
talking about baseball.
So back to your home run derby.
Back to the home run derby. Did you guys watch
Just
the home
Corey's
run derby?
home run derby.
Dude hit like 60 something home runs, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
like
61.
a shit ton.
Dude, I heard something on the radio today that's crazy. They don't use regular baseballs for that.
What do they use?
Apparently, it's just like a fucking batting cage ball. Hold on, let me find it. I've heard this on the radio this morning. Let me make sure it's legit.
Like not in like whoa what? Like a batting cage ball? You mean like the yellow ones down in the
Well, they look like a regular ball, but they're like loaded.
with the divots?
Oh, so you're saying that they use different ball? Like there's a
Yeah, like a
the
home run
ball's
derby
kind of
ball.
juiced up a little bit.
Right.
It wouldn't surprise me.
The way Stanton was fucking hitting them, they had to have been juiced
Stanton
up.
hit like
yeah.
12 of the furthest balls last night, or something like that.
Oh
I'm
my
wanting to say.
god! Well,
Almost
they
went
showed
off
the
the
list of the
scoreboard.
longest balls, and it was all
all him.
It was
Oh.
all bulls.
Well, there's all the balls. The Stanton hit.
Tons of bulls.
497 was that the longest of the night. He hit it twice.
Was it 497 or 487?
I think it was
Either way.
497. I think
It
it
was
was.
497.
Do you guys like the format though?
I don't like. I can't do it anymore because I hate Chris Berman.
Back.
A guy I liked as a kid so much. and
Way
he was
back.
so entertaining,
Everybody did.
and I want to just jab Q-tips through my ears when he
It's
talks.
bad.
I
now.
want to watch.
I can't believe they still let him do it because I have not heard anyone say that they like him anymore.
I didn't even know he did baseball anymore. But he doesn't.
I think this was his last one.
Are you serious?
That's what I heard somewhere.
Yeah.
Cheers.
I might start watching the home run
You know
derby.
what they need to bring back is rock and jock baseball.
Dan Cortez.
Fuck yeah, man! Bring back some Dan Cortez.
Dan Cortez.
I remember watching that. Corbin Burnson played because
'cause
Major
Major
League had
League.
just come out. Corbin Burnson playing third
You know who
base.
else? Prince Fielder used to play in those.
Enough of this old
That's way before his time, though, right? The
Well, he,
originals.
he played when he was a kid.
Did he?
Yeah, because his dad was a player,
Right,
Cecil.
Cecil, yeah.
And remember, Prince's little fat kid would be out in the outfield chasing the balls. Do you remember that or not?
Did you see the chick get laid out last night? The
Oh
little
my
girl.
gosh, I know exactly what you're talking
She got
about.
hit by a ball?
No, two kids went for a ball. She wasn't looking, and I don't think the other kid was looking. She went down like a sack of potatoes.
Now, did she get
Damn.
hit by the one kid that was like the big 10-year-old who's like 6'2"?
They look like they were both about 10.
Yeah.
But he looked like he had already had a contract with the Nationals.
There was a couple kids out there that looked like they could have robbed some home runs if they wanted to.
Yeah.
Like there was a couple big kids out there.
Like the kid that robbed Pujols back in 05 or 06.
Similar to-
Did that really happen? A kid robbed a home run in the home run derby?
Yeah, he took the home run away from Pujols. Pujols about to tie it, and the kid jumps. And Pujols looks like, "What the fuck
What'd
is
they do?
this?" Didn't count it.
That's awesome.
He didn't move on.
You think he got an
That's
autograph after the game
insane.
for that?
No, I don't think. He, come
love
on,
it.
man.
Pujols wasn't a big
You gonna take my
autograph signer
fucking home run,
anyway.
Mike?
No, but
Take her life.
I hate that. Like it was Corey Seager. It was who was the kid from Cincy? Duval.
Adam Duvall,
What's he play?
Adam
outfielder. He's
Baseball.
27, 28. He's an older guy.
Really?
Yeah, he's like the Ryan Ludwig. He was a guy that just kind of. I felt like the
Kinda
Cardinals,
showed up.
the St. Louis Cardinals went on a run of having rookies that were like 25, 26, 27.
That run's not over.
Well, I just feel like they had those guys that would come up and they'd have really good years. You know, Craig was kind of that way. Wasn't a big prospect.
Yeah, true.
But This Duvall guy has been, I think, for the most part, a career minor leaguer, and leading the National League in home runs or close to.
Yeah.
Is that how old he is? We looked that up. Like,
Do what? How old?
hey,
Pay attention.
Hey, stat bitch, can
no
you look
clue.
up the? No, Adam Duvall. How old is he?
23.
And while we're looking at it, so Adam Duvall, Todd Frazier, Cano's got a good name.
27.
27-year-old rookie.
Stanton's got a good name. Give me somebody else. Somebody else had a name in it.
Skinner.
Tyson
But
Holyfield.
it's
Robinson,
not.
no.
The only thing is that it's not like when we were younger. I
Carlos
feel like
Gonzalez.
baseball's. Yeah, Cargo was in it. But when we were kids, it was Griffey's in it, Bonds is in it, McGuire's in it, Frank Thomas is in it.
Well, thinking about it like this, when you were a kid, 12, 10, 15, whatever.
Yep.
You look up and you see this guy that's 20, 22. He's like your idol, right? But now you look back at these new kids, 20, 22. It's just some kid. You're not going to look up to him like you did when you were a kid.
True.
And Chick used to dig the long ball,
Yeah, but home runs are back up.
but they're not. We were talking about this.
We need steroids back. I already know where this is going.
There was just even the excitement when you would go to a Cardinal game, and the Cardinals have been really good. They've probably been one of the top 3 teams over the last 20 years.
They've been the best team.
Yeah, I know the Giants probably haven't won more, but I'm just saying, like, consistently they're one of the top teams for like the last 2 decades. Don't just listen to my point.
Okay.
They've won how many World Series?
2.
And they've been to the playoffs 14 of the last. I mean, like, it's crazy the streak that the Cardinals have been on. There's no other franchise like them. You can argue though that Mark McGwire.
Holy shit! Are we recording? Because he just gave credit to the Cardinals. I was just making sure that everything's getting
Everybody
put
had
into-
checked.
But
Shit.
but as good as they've
What?
been,
I
there
hope.
was still nothing like going and watching Mark McGwire.
and Sosa. Well,
mean,
no. I know what you're saying.
The-
Yes.
Going to a
McGuire.
Cardinal game and the excitement when McGwire would come up to the plate to welcome to the jungle. I mean, like, the buzz in the crowd, and then he'd hit a ball you've never seen anything like it, and you
Yep.
don't to this day.
Yep.
You don't see anyone hit balls like McGwire and like Bonds used to and Sosa.
Oh,
And-
It reminds me of
Yeah.
those old cartoons where the guys, like from the Bugs Bunny, be playing every
Yeah.
position, and those guys would come out and pull down a telephone pole and fucking
1, 2, 3 strikes, you're out.
exactly.
But I remember
base, Bugs Bunny.
one of my favorite baseball memories. It was it was a game against the Diamondbacks. McGwire hit 3 home runs, and they weren't just home runs; they were bombs. I've been at games when Pujols hit 2-3 home runs, but McGwire hitting home runs is my favorite, more than the World Series, more than the playoff runs. Like the time when McGwire was here and going and watching him, it had your attention. It was exciting.
I see the direction you're going with it. My direction is the same thing that happens when guys aren't in the slam dunk contest and everything. Why aren't the best players? I understand if it messes with your swing and everything, but Bryce Harper goes on this campaign to make baseball fun again. Then he doesn't compete.
It's because he wouldn't win.
Yeah.
I mean, is it one?
What
I mean,
a pussy.
Well, seriously, I mean, you got your big stars. You're trying to grow the game. I
The
feel
home
like
run
it's
derby is
declining.
an honor. An All-Star game is an honor.
I feel like Stanton's probably the best pure home run hitter in baseball. I mean, I
Right now.
I would be shocked if I had to pick between Trout, Harper, and Stanton in a home run derby. I'd pick Stanton without a doubt.
Oh, I thought Trumbo had
I don't know
the
if I could pick
sweetest
anyone
swing.
over Stanton after last night.
I know.
It says you were saying he had 1 of 497. It says he had 3.
Really?
497.
Wow.
And 15 of them were 480 or more.
Who did he beat in the finals?
Todd Frazier.
Really, Frazier made it to the finals.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Yeah, he made it back.
Gee. And he's not. But it's just I feel like it was better, and I'm not sure I like the. Well, actually, I think I like the format a little
thought the
better. 'cause
format
it was
was
the
okay.
10 outs.
Yeah.
And then it was
And
like
and the bracket too. I like the bracket.
bracket's
stuff.
not bad. It's just I don't know. It just doesn't. It's not. The
You're right
same.
though. If there was bigger names in it, if you had it set
Yeah.
up to where Harper and Stanton met in the finals, or I know what you're saying. Do you remember back when McGwire was with the Cardinals? Do you remember you would leave based on the
Yeah.
probability if McGwire would hit
gonna be up
again or
again?
not?
Yeah.
I mean, like that's
it was like that with Pujols though.
yeah. It
It
was
was
just
second and the 7th.
Yeah.
No, we're out of here.
I mean,
No, seriously.
You'd just go.
If you made the last out in the 7th, you're like, fuck.
I'd be like,
Such
left
a
in the third.
Such
so-
a fun time in baseball.
It
that
was.
I mean, that was awesome.
On a 500 team.
Yeah.
And people were packing the place. But he wasn't the only one. Everybody was hitting home runs. Just nobody was hitting him like that.
I mean, just bombs.
Oh.
Absolute bombs. And the way he looked, too. I mean, he looked like, he was the Brock Lesnar of Major League Baseball.
Yeah.
I mean, the guy
He looked
came
like he was
out
holding
and
a little league bat.
Yeah.
He was up at the
Yes,
plate.
he looked like the guy on the Big League Chew, the gum.
Exactly.
I mean, it was-
Casey
on the
McGuire
package
at
of
the
big
bat.
leagues.
All right, let's move on and talk a little bit about this bullshit we see going on around this Pokemon Go crap.
Oh,
You
we're
guys
going
seen that?
Pokemon Go right now?
Let's go Pokemon
here we
Go.
go.
'cause
What
it's
the fuck
bothering me.
is this? What is it?
Brian,
Explain
put
it.
your headphones on because I feel like this is something you're gonna know.
Explain it.
And
Oh, yeah.
Blake, you're a
I've
younger
been,
cat.
I've been all over this.
You got
so
your
you guys are
Pikachus?
you're gonna be able to help us out here.
Me and my brother have been playing this. It's actually like a pretty decent.
Wait a minute, you and your now?
You sound like a
Yeah.
diddler.
No, like a lot of my friends downloaded the app, and it's pretty big.
Thank
Like,
God you are as surprised as I am.
When
This
did they
thing is
graduate?
huge. Well, I
Wait a
mean,
minute.
all right. I'm 21, so like I grew up
And-
playing on my Game Boy. I waited.
These are-
I always waited for the new Pokemon
Just wait
version
though.
to come
You
out.
guys are frat
Get your
boys.
mind ready.
You're frat boys at big
bit.
colleges. No, but
Right.
I mean, this is not
up.
this is not your. I would think. All right,
fraternity.
these frat boys, they're home for the summer. They're out doing their thing.
Start thinking
Yeah.
of what this would be like
It's-
for our
It's
generation.
different though.
Think of
so
a game.
Go ahead. This is. I can't wrap my head around this.
no,
Keep
yeah.
going.
You just pretty much it
Got
gives
you kicked out of your frat?
What?
I just got you kicked out of your frat.
Probably. Well, my fraternity got kicked off campus. Just,
I'm surprised there's
they
not a
don't like us.
sorority looking at you.
What?
Oh,
Now
yeah.
see, this guy even
Couple of
this
them are
guy's-
playing it, too.
This guy's such a partier. His frat got kicked out of campus, and he's still playing this Pokemon thing.
That's pretty legit actually.
How old are you?
Well, it wasn't just me.
Old enough. For what? To party.
Fucking McLovin.
All right, so explain this to us.
Well, like you just you get your little avatar there on the screen. Like you got a guy walking around on the screen, and it's your actual map of where you are right now.
So like Google
And-
Maps.
Yeah, it's got
Map.
a whole
Like an
Google Map
overlay.
layout of your whole area. Like downtown Edwardsville's really popular area. There's a lot of there's actually a lot of Pokemon out here.
Is there a Charizard somewhere out here?
No, unfortunately not.
I just want to say something to you real quick.
caught a Poliwag at my desk earlier.
I understand that.
Real punk.
Do you know what you sound like when you say there are a lot of
Oh,
Pokemon around
like
here?
a huge fucking nerd.
All right,
I
just
mean,
checking.
Yeah.
I was gonna say a diddler. You sound like a diddler.
Uncle Diddles?
Yeah,
no,
diddler.
I sound like some dude like searching for glory holes. There's a lot of Pokemon around here.
Yeah.
I didn't say that.
Whoa.
Dude ranchers.
T.O. said that.
Some dude ranchers.
T.O. said that.
No,
So
I'm
anyway.
probably gonna get destroyed on
Warren
our Twitter
Carter.
page after this.
Well, that's all right.
But,
So anyway, so
at Not
continue.
So Fast Show, by the way.
Yeah, look at that.
Um,
Look at
Yeah,
that.
cheap pop.
Product
Boom.
placement like
Yeah.
it.
Hey, if I'm gonna tweet
Here
from
I
it,
am
I'm
at
gonna,
Hey,
Not So Fast
baby.
podcast.
I'm gonna promote it. But yeah, so you walk around and then there are Pokemon hiding in different places, and then there's like
Hiding? You gotta
certain
pick stuff up?
locations. Yeah, you gotta. Well, you don't have to pick stuff up. Like you'll be walking down the street and then you'll feel your phone vibrate and boom, there's Pokemon there, and then you gotta catch it. Then you just
You chase it.
How do you?
I
catch it?
want everyone to
don't have to
know
chase
if
it.
you're watching live, which I'm probably not. So
Oh, man.
Brian just showed me what this is. It's even dumber than I thought it was.
How do you catch
Boom.
it though? Do you have to
just-
physically catch it?
Is there any
No,
Pokemon
you
in
got
here?
a little swipe up on your Pokeball and then throw it at the Pokemon and it goes right in.
Okay, so
Boom.
are there some that are worth more
Trap from
points?
Ghostbusters.
Are there special ones? Or there?
There's not really points. You got to catch them all. That's the
my
whole
God.
tagline. You got to catch them all.
How do you win?
by
I
catching
mean,
them all.
You get really high level Pokemon and then you just beat up on other people's Pokemon.
So there's a PvP aspect to this.
I think
Yeah.
you can. I think you can
Like I
show
can
up and
fight
battle
with
other
my
people.
Pokemon.
All right,
So-
let me take over on this
Yeah,
part.
let Brian get it.
What it
Please
is
do.
that there are gyms in certain areas. There's actually like 5 within close range of us.
What do you
right
mean
now.
gyms?
These are places of interest that different
So
teams.
not where you work out like most people know gyms.
Oh, yeah, no, not
They,
those.
they call them
Okay.
gyms because that's
What are
where you
those?
go and like you would train Pokemon like in the show and stuff like that.
Unfucking
And the game. Yeah.
So
Awesome.
what it is though is that you get your Pokemon, you train them up, you get them more powerful, and then you go to one of these places, and then you can either fight another team or you can make the gym
Wait,
stronger.
hold on. Have you been fighting anybody?
I haven't yet. I haven't
wanna
gone
fight,
to my
Mike?
first.
You're wanting to though. I can
I
sense
have.
some excitement that you're wanting to
man.
fight someone.
I'm itching for a good battle here.
But you're not trained up enough. So how do you
yeah.
fight then? Do you have to be at the same
you
spot?
go out and then you catch more Pokemon, and then as you level up your guys, then
As you level up,
yeah.
you can get more powerful stuff or make a weaker Pokemon
Course,
stronger.
sitting
And
there.
I
You
suddenly
can't
feel so much less geeky.
Hold on though.
I know, right?
Brian, do you
Yes.
play?
Yes.
Blake, do you play?
oh yeah,
Could you two fight right now?
Fight.
No.
yeah.
Why?
You can't
Because
go,
we can't.
we're not in
cannot
a gym.
attack like another player as of yet. But if he were to
This is
have,
awesome.
if he
This
were to
is so
have
awesome.
a Pokemon in a gym, I could then go fight his Pokemon.
Mm-hmm.
So you have to be in the gym to fight. So
But-
that's at least
yeah. But-
consistent.
I'd
The
like
next-
to fight a Pokemon.
I want to get this in.
The next update for the game, there will be player versus player, and there will be trading, which is a huge part of the game.
Hold on,
shit.
let me get this in. This is the saddest thing I've ever heard.
No, it's not.
I just don't
No,
get
it's
it.
not.
There. What's the saddest thing then, Brian?
Well, I don't know the saddest thing he's ever heard, but
He says it's the saddest
This
thing I've ever
is
heard.
the
I
saddest
saw
thing
a
I've
dead
ever
puppy
heard.
on the
Can't
way
be true.
here. That's pretty
Cannot
fucking
be
Pretty
true.
sad. You're a good
This
call.
is. Have you guys ever seen the movie Role Models?
yes.
No.
Where they go
This
to
is
play
LARPing.
the-
Oh, dude, am I
No,
Augie
no.
Farks right now? Am I Augie fucking Farks?
Oh, you fucking marks.
I think you might be.
Hey.
Dude, LARPing is so much worse than this. This is a phone
Yeah,
game.
yeah.
So much worse?
This
Yes.
is no.
Just
This is
slightly.
this is taking over the world right now.
You know who I'd
Like,
expect to
there's-
say that? Somebody who does this.
Well, yeah, pretty much.
Nintendo
But-
stock went up $9 billion in under 5 days.
You can't argue with that.
So
with a B.
Lower.
When will
25%
you-
increase in their stock
so you
value.
guys can't trade each other.
Not right now,
Not yet.
no.
What are there special Pokemon that you get that are like higher value?
Rarity.
Yes,
Or
yes.
they're-
There's a
they're-
bunch of common types that are all over the place, like kind of like rat ones or birds or whatever. And then like there are far more rare ones that exist.
Where do you get those at though?
They randomly pop up from time to time.
So let me ask. So say something.
This is fucking awesome.
I'm so confused. So say one pops up right now, and the physical location is at the end of. Say it's in our parking lot.
Yeah.
So there is a physical
I
location.
caught one just now when I was standing next to him. It was across the street.
Could it? But how did you get it across the street when you were standing here?
It just popped
Fucking
up, and then
lasso.
you
Well, yeah.
you click on it.
Lasso.
You click on it, and then it like appears, and then you
As
you
long as it's
play the game.
within, yeah, as long as it's within your general vicinity.
And you could have got the same one if you would have saw it.
Yeah, yeah. If
Yeah.
he actually
Oh, yeah.
loaded up his game, he would have seen the exact same Pokemon. We both could have caught it.
It's too late for Brian, but I want to
You
point out
both
to Blake,
can catch it.
there's something called pussy
So there's.
out there. And you can hunt for that too.
Dude,
I'd like to hear more.
all
about
over. Dude, Everett.
More pussy talk.
Everett, I'm not kidding. My wife knows nothing of Pokemon whatsoever. Started playing the game,
my
and
face
she and
hurts
I,
now.
She got horny?
this. My
well,
face hurts.
but we play
Well.
together like at night when
That's
we
what
get
I'm
home.
talking
So
Boom.
You know what you could be doing instead?
before you want
Putting
to,
your Pokeballs on her Pokemouth.
Christ on ice skates.
Did you find? Did you
I will
find?
applaud you for that one.
Did you
That's-
find the
that's pretty
Pokemon with
good.
the mushroom head? Did you find mushroom head Pokemon,
Hold on.
honey?
Actually, yeah.
Because I got him.
His
I
nickname's
did,
Drippy.
but Actually, his
There
name
actually is a Pokemon with
Paris,
mushrooms on it. Yeah,
but-
Paris and Parasect.
Oh, you fucking.
Ah!
So let me. One more
Hey.
question.
Nerds are taking over the world, man.
Nerds
this is
have
what's
taken
going on.
over the. If you, I'm not kidding. If you walk
guys
down the
are
street a
nerds.
block,
You will
If you
see-
walk down the street a block, you will see a bunch of people randomly walk up and get out their phones because
At least
that
5
is
people.
what they are playing.
I
It's-
don't
so-
normally advocate just running into groups of people with your car.
The other night there were
Now.
the other night there were like 30 or 40 people down by Cahokia Mound because there was a gym right there and they were setting
That's
stuff
safe.
up. Yeah, it was like it was 9 o'clock at night too.
Oh, at night, even better. I'm
gonna be running a
Cahokia, huh?
Poke
Actually,
Gym.
have been some armed robberies with armed robbers.
Get
Get right
And-
the fuck out of town.
And
No, like
cops-
people are getting on Pokemon Go and like going to these locations.
Let's say
at
good things there
different
haven't been any-
Pokestops, and then just robbing people.
Yeah, there
Yeah,
haven't
because
been
they
any-
know there's going to be people there that
yeah,
are
yeah,
dumb.
Exactly.
Now, see, here's the in the news.
It's easy to rob a Poke person.
in
too,
the
'cause
news.
pussy.
In the news, there's been some random
Take
shootings.
my money, not my Pokemon.
Yeah, there's been some random shootings.
So can you?
So I think we're leading more towards the
Are
Pokemon
you saying-
shootings and the Pokemon movie.
You think the
follow-up.
Dallas thing was involved? Is that what you're saying? Or you know,
I'm just
Whoa.
Wait a
throwing
minute.
that out.
That wasn't a peace protest. That was a Pokemon gathering. That was a gym.
No.
Oh,
But
We're not
you're not
putting that
gonna
one
fucking
together.
sully the Pokemon with that shit.
We're not putting that one
So
together.
Brian, let me see this.
Don't you put that evil on me, Ricky Bobby.
Yeah.
we were cellmates. You got payback coming.
Oh, that's the best line in that movie.
I'm
we
looking
were
at the map
cellmates,
right
Andy.
now.
You got payback coming.
They're
Right next to. I know there's a cougar in the car, son. I put him there.
You got a wild ratatata.
There's Cougar
Rat-a-tat.
in the car.
So what's the wor-
They're
what's
sitting
what's
here
real?
talking
So
about
what's it worth?
Pokemon, ladies and gentlemen. He is showing him.
His-
Our producer Brian is showing T.O.
His
the
Glanzosaurus.
game.
Man, I'm
The
so confused.
game Pokemon Go. As in, go get a fucking life.
as in go.
It's in
And,
parentheses.
Looks like a
and
fishing
find
lure.
something else to do.
Are you
I
not-
have people
are you
at
not getting it
work.
right? Or are you having
I have
trouble,
people at work
like,
sitting
hitting
talking
it?
about this shit. Speak away from the
Yeah,
microphone.
me too.
No, not here.
Oh,
At where
different
I
work.
work, and they're talking about it. They're like, "Oh yeah, my wife and I, we were out looking for Pokemon all night. We went home and then we laid down." I'm like, "So you got some fucking exercise? So maybe it's not all bad.
Yeah. well,
So
If like lazy people are getting off their ass,
Especially kids.
yeah.
Kids
No,
get
the-
off their ass and they go out there and they.
God,
game
yeah, God
totally
forbid you get out and go
encourages you
play
to
a
walk.
sport or anything.
Whoa.
how do you
yeah.
win?
Some of these kids are starting to
there's no
coordinate.
winning.
There's
There's no winning. You just got to catch them all.
See, but that's the thing. I
gotta
mean,
catch 'em all.
the game really
gotta
does
catch 'em all.
encourage you to go out and walk. I mean, like it keeps track of stuff on GPS, and you can't cheat.
yeah.
You can't just like drive in your car.
Bullshit.
No, it's serious.
No, that's
Bullshit.
the
I
other
can
thing
cheat
I
that
heard.
today.
Well,
There's a program you can get down on a
tried.
jailbroken iPhone where you can set your GPS coordinates.
yes,
So I could just basically tell it I'm going all over the place, sitting in my house.
yeah, but can you get it to walk that way?
What do you mean walk that way? Sure, just feed
you
it
would
in
have
coordinates.
you'd have-
Aerosmith
Yeah,
did.
that's what I'm
That's
saying. Is
what
that
I was
you'd have to
about
like
to say.
slowly like.
Yeah,
I
you
don't
have
even
to.
know much
Well,
about
you
the
were
drop
saying
like
that
a
it's
ton of
impossible.
pins.
I'm saying it's possible.
I'm saying that
although-
you have to
Okay.
move at less than like 10 kilometers an hour.
What if you're on a bike?
It probably takes more effort to cheat it than it would actually just going out there and walking.
What if I was to write a program that would automatically do that for you? Increment your steps. You tell it where you want to go, and it slowly feeds the coordinates in.
Then do it.
You know what? A bunch of people would probably download that app, and you'd make a ton of money.
People are
Nobody
gonna-
steal that idea.
People are going to
Let's
combine
get to
the
this
Fitbit,
right now.
combine the Fitbit
Oh,
with
shit.
Pokemon Go.
There you go.
The Apple Watch with the Pokemon.
They,
Apple
they actually
Watch.
like are doing these types of things. though.
Yeah.
that's the thing.
This is like a multi-$100 billion idea that they
I
came
know,
up
but
with.
it's, that
And
doesn't matter. It's still
fucking
stupid.
nuts.
Wow.
It's still stupid,
So-
right?
Everyone
probably.
Consensus.
is out there.
I
playing
can't
this game
believe
like
this is
crazy.
real.
I
and
can't
and
either.
it's everybody going in the age groups. It's kids on up well through normal adulthood.
If there's anything that we know is not bad is when like adults are playing Pokemon with little kids.
Diddlers. I think I've said it before.
Wow.
Again, we've taken it to a.
They said the Boy
a
Scouts
dark,
are
strange
the
place.
Boy Scouts have a big Pokemon Go search coming up.
Of course. They don't let the gay Pokemon in, but I refuse to say Mon, by the way. It's
The bad
Pokemon.
part though is that all the locations
Wow.
are basically like taken straight off of Google Maps and stuff. So you get certain locations that aren't like normal. Like there's like a Pokemon gym that's like in the middle of a cemetery. Or there's reports that there was a strip club that was a Pokemon gym.
Oh, yeah.
And of course, the most famous one now is the Westboro Baptist Church, which is a Pokemon gym now.
Dude, Nintendo is missing out by not selling the ability to become a fucking Pokemon gym or whatever.
Can we be?
Oh,
how do you
God,
become
yeah.
a gym?
Pokemon gym.
How do the
500
gyms?
bucks.
How
That's
do
the
the
next
gyms?
thing.
How do you become a gym?
It was just randomly selected off of Google Maps.
Think about that just for
they started- they
businesses
basically-
like
Oh,
that's a
restaurants.
great
They
idea.
use churches and stuff like that to create like
No, there
stops
it
and
is.
stuff.
It's a
It's
If I were a
Church. It's a
business,
church
I would
thing.
want my.
well,
I
my
would want my
church is a
business to be gym.
Pokestop. Like I
You're-
checked it out the other day.
How
This is
did you
gonna get
How did you
ugly.
get it?
If I was a gay bar,
You,
I'd
well, you
want
don't get it.
a
You just
gym
show
my
up in the
business.
map and it's there.
Yeah, but
That's too much.
somehow
I take that
somehow
back.
though, if you
I
think
would still
about
wouldn't
it,
want it.
the church being the Pokestop, that's good business for the church. It brings some attention.
Yeah, well, basically it means that people are going to drive up to it or walk up to it, do their little thing on there, and then walk away.
Yeah, but I mean, you're getting your church's name out there.
Walk away,
That's true.
boy. Just walk away.
Yeah,
Any
they-
advertising's
they,
good
They
advertising.
did this a lot for the churches in the suburbs because there's not a lot of stuff like in the
Yeah.
suburbs. So
So like, if I just see random people like walking through our office, there's a chance they're
well,
not
they
really here
wouldn't
to
walk
rob
through
us.
the office; they'd be outside the office.
Yeah.
But you
Oh.
can see it. Like you'll see people walking up and they'll have their phone, and then all of a sudden they'll stop and then do this motion a couple of times and then move
Fair
on.
This gives
warning.
me a fucking great idea, man.
I'm gonna punch you and take your phone if you're doing that.
I'm going to start just walking into
Already
places.
did it in
Women's
St.
restroom.
Charles.
Sorry, Pokemon in there.
group of 4 in a BMW
No.
actually did that. They
Which
were-
Pokemon's in here?
A group of 4 guys in St. Charles, Missouri, actually set up like they did what is called a lure, and basically makes Pokemon show up more often in a certain area.
And how long ago did
And
this fucking game come out?
5 days
How
ago.
has so much of this shit happened in 5 days?
But these guys set up this thing,
This
like
lure.
that was sort of off the beaten path, and then anybody who showed up, they robbed.
does anybody have
Until
jobs?
they got arrested,
Oh, if they
so.
robbed them, then they don't.
This was
yeah,
at
but
night,
don't
so
other people have like
there you go.
shit to do?
no,
No?
they just set up lures and rob people.
There's one down the street from us right now.
A
Actually.
lure?
Yeah.
So it's a fake one.
Right
We
next
need to
a
go
gym.
out on like the fucking
No, that one's
road and
real.
check this out. Interview these people.
Uncle Tommy set up.
Yeah, that's
actually
the,
great.
we need
Not
to,
so fast
yep.
special edition. Dee-dee-dee-dee-dee.
Uncle,
That's a segment
Uncle
right
Tommy
there.
set
Yeah,
up.
we're definitely going to be doing this.
We're
I
putting that on
can't
our
get this
Instagram
out.
page.
I can't get this out.
So here's the lure.
Uncle Tommy set up a lure, but it was a bike and a van.
And that's how many
So,
people that are playing it
Not
there?
the not
Oh.
the Pokemon lure.
Oh, it's the courthouse. Right?
That's a gym.
That's a pineapple.
Yeah, the Wildy Theater down there is a gym.
Of
Wow.
course it is.
So, another question.
Ain't nobody going in
That's
that
incredible
motherfucker.
for
Is
business,
there
though.
is there a way for people to see if there's females at this gym or not? Think about this though. For creepy dudes, if they know that there's girls there, you can't tell who's there and
You
who's
can't
not.
you can't tell player location. They don't have to
Okay,
actually be. At
that's
the
what I was
gym.
gonna say because that's kind of scary.
I think
if-
you
if
have
people
jumped
can do that.
ahead 5 stages in the development of this game.
Well, you know,
Slow down.
just seems like this is something that some creeps could like potentially
Well, we got the
They barely
we got
are,
the Pokemon out
get
of us.
super creepy.
Well,
What do you-
close
what
this
do you guys
baby
think? I was
out.
gonna say this is pretty
Now
good.
let's
for part
wrap
one.
this one up
Yeah.
because I'm really disturbed and scared.
So I'm gonna give it another go. This
Yeah.
has been not so fast. That's what we call this, right?
Right, good
Yep.
job.
It's a
Nailed it.
division of lineupmedia.fm.
Yep,
.fm.
We've got a website.
it is.
What is it? Notsofastpodcast.com. Thank you
Look
for
at you.
asking.
Boom shakalaka.
Yep.
Twitter, Facebook, they're out there. Find them.
Yep,
So
We're everywhere.
At Not So Fast Show.
thank you, Blake.
that's right.
Can't get rid of us.
Blake, thanks for filling in for
Yeah,
Tony,
it's
who
been-
might or might not be being held for ransom right now. I'll check my email.
Yeah, we're not giving
what
any
we can.
specific numbers, but we kind of want him back.
Yep. So we'll.
Yeah, we need him to do the reads.
Yeah, we fucked the reads over without him.
Yeah. So we'll
We could replace him with a teleprompter, maybe.
My prostate.
we'll catch you later this week for part. We'll catch you later this week for part 2 of Not So Fast.
Thanks for listening, everybody.
Thanks, Kermit.
You're welcome. Hey.
Hey. You gonna play us out?
Why? I never do.
What does that mean to play us out?
Put the
Music.
Okay, now we really need
No,
some
the Bill
topics
O'Reilly
for this.
thing.
Oh boy, that was
We kill all your stuff.
Huh?
We kill all your stuff.
That was awful.
really real.
Oh yeah.
Yes. Wow.
I need some drink.
That Bill O'Reilly freak out. What does that mean to play us out? No, I've never heard that before.
What time is it?
It is 11:50.
I gotta be home at 12:30, so we need to do this sooner rather than
Well,
later.
then let's do a short one. We don't have to do 45 minutes. You can do 30.
What do we want to talk about? We pretty much killed every topic.
There's no TV shows.
No.
Cops are like breaking up groups of people in parks and stuff like that because they think that they're doing drug deals, and instead they're playing Pokemon.
Want to just do a police show?
A what?
A police / Black Lives Matter show?
Hey, I've been there.
Oh, fuck that.
That's the Louvre.
Yeah. Looks like that place that's in Memphis, too. They got a glass pyramid there.
Yeah, that one's like black.
All right, let's try to find some good news stories. Real
That place is huge, actually. Like,
Why
where
don't we
they
just
took
do
that photo at.
potpourri? We'll pick 4 topics from each person.
Potpourri.
I want to do Pokemon again.
Why?
I
We've
can't
talked
believe
about
that's
everything.
real.
We've talked about everything.
We'll just pick a topic each person.
Hold on. Let's see. That's fine.
We'll do 12 minutes a person.
Weird news. I have to be home. by
We'll do
12:30.
10 minutes a person.
Yeah.
We can always just re-record tomorrow. Do the second half if you're not busy or anything.
I'm not.
I mean, we
Yeah,
can do
let's
that
do
too.
the second half tomorrow.
Yeah. There we go.
Deal.
Yeah.
That works for me.
Cool.
Me too.
Be thinking of stuff to talk about tomorrow. Seriously.
Wednesdays look way better for me anyway.
We can talk wrestling.
Oh,
Hopefully something crazy will happen tonight in the world.
Like,
that's
come here.
Do what?
Don't put that on us.
Yeah.
Ricky.
So what? Hey,
I'd
can
like
we
to
make
point
money
out
off this
to you this.
Pokemon thing?
Nothing I'm aware of.
Here's you.
And I refuse to look into
About
it,
all
so
the other
there's
random
that.
crap.
What's the game that would be our Pokemon?
Our Pokemon game? Fuck,
Super Mario?
Yeah.
Going around catching flowers and fucking fighting dragons?
Mike on those?
I don't know what you guys
At
are
least you'd
talking
be
about.
driving
Like,
your car.
I was like 13 or 14.
Playing fucking
when
Mario Kart?
Pokemon came out. Like,
Yeah, that's like
We never.
it came out in the 90s.
What?
Pokemon.
the Game Boy games.
Like the Game Boy game.
I was
the
fucking
card game,
13.
like-
I sure as shit wasn't playing this Pokemon shit. Get little 4-year-olds were trading cards.
I mean,
That's
I think in like high school I jailbroke my phone so I could play Pokemon
You're
Gold on my
13
phone.
years younger. You were born in
It was
95?
one of the
I was a
first
sophomore in
times
high
that
school.
that it involved an RPG and player versus player.
What?
How old are you?
Oh yeah. 21.
When were you born?
Because you could
95.
Game Boy Connect.
I graduated
And
8th grade in
play each other.
95.
Finally
Me too.
21.
95. We were
33.
in.
Like,
No.
8th grade.
No, we were.
We were in 8th grade too.
Start of 8th grade for you guys.
I wasn't quite there for the red and blue, but I was there for the
I was too
gold.
busy listening to Green Day and Offspring and becoming a rebel.
The point was all badass at that point in time.
Fuck.
So, how are these
I
different
was
than
alone.
the physical cards?
well, that's a
Because those were a thing. This is something completely different. Like
Yeah.
you can't use the Pokemon cards
no,
for
no, your
anything.
cards are basically.
I'm
like,
flabbergasted.
Dude, I used to
It's
play a
its own
collectible
separate
card
thing.
game, which is kind of iffy.
What?
It was Magic the Gathering. I'm sure you heard of that.
What's that?
It's just a game where you buy cards that have different levels of rarity, you know, and you take and make a deck for the game out of it. And then you sit with somebody and you play the game. It was fun.
But yeah, Pokemon was a video game and a TV show and.
I just
card
remember
game.
the cards.
Reminds me
I
of
knew that.
Spaceballs.
That's why I couldn't.
Pokemon the TV.
When they were saying like
Video
collect
game.
Pokemon, I thought that people were meeting and trading cards and